Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter, very censored. Once again, I had to upgrade or update the system by force, not by choice. Hopefully, this is working. Hopefully, this will work. Fingers definitely crossed. Toes definitely crossed as well. Noobs, thank you. Or noob, thank you for giving me opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. Hopefully, you stick around to the end. If not, thanks. Regs, we back at it again. We do what we do. This seems like every single day, but it's not every single day. It just feels that way. And we got the special, unique bond that we share. And we still trying to come up with the words for it. We still trying to come up what to call it. We'll get there. We will get there one day. We just gotta keep on with the keep on. I definitely know where I would like to go. I know where I want to start. And here's the thing. Though. I don't know how we're going to end up there. I don't know how we are going to end up there. But this is where I'm just going to say, trust the system. This is where I'm just going to say, trust the process. Now, there has been many moons that has passed by, that has come and gone, whether it's new, old, crescent, any of them, any of the moons. There's many moons have come and gone since I pointed out my need for petrol, because the whole petrol, getting the fuel, getting the gas, that's an adventure within an adventure. Sometimes it's pure chaos. Sometimes it's an epic journey, while other times it's just, not something to hope for, not something to wish for, but something to avoid. Not at all costs, but at most costs. And for regs who know, and a noob, I'd suggest you go back and review the historical documents on this. I suggest you go back and review the historical document on this. I have not went back to the place to check up on my number one pal, my number one fan, the person who think that we have, we may have a unique friendship, even though that was my first time meeting, first time in contact, but I haven't been back since. I drove by. I didn't get out. I didn't do anything else, but I drove by, and I didn't think to get out to see if the person was still there. I just kept it moving. Because I did a full circle. Yes, a full circle. And I am maintaining doing what I set out to do, and not running out of the petrol and fuel, even though, as I mentioned, I am living up to those expectations. I'm living up to those high expectations that I set for myself. Never again, Vince. Never again will you run out of this petrol. Never again will you run out of this fuel. Never again will you put yourself in a position where you have to take that walk of shame and people are tooting their horns at you and asking you, do you need a ride? And you just look at them and they just giggle. You just look at them and they just roll their eyes. You just look at them and they just say, nah, I was just joking. I haven't put myself in that position. Also, if I wasn't trying to keep that promise, the next promise would be not to blow up any more engines. Yeah, noob or noobs, if you want to be plural, that is. I had a problem early on in my early days of understanding how engines work, understanding that they need a certain thing to just stay healthy. They need some attention. They need some love and attention. Basically, it needs to be maintenance, and there are bells and whistles within the G-Rod that let you know service need to take place. Things need to happen. Well, it took me blowing up at least 3 engines, 4 in total, but I'm only taking credit for about 3. I really should only be taking credit for 2, because 1 was sabotage. The other 2, yeah, it was the 1 for sure. The other one, maybe. I'll just go ahead and take credit for that too, because if you're going to be known as somebody, if you're going to let somebody else define you before you define yourself, at least define yourself as something that is so out there, so, not good. You'll be remembered. I am known as the engine destroyer. I am known as breaker of engines. I am known as genius who loves cars so much he gives them happy endings. That guy. Trust me, I came up with all those myself. Before I got labeled something that I wouldn't have been okay with, something that I wouldn't have fancied, something that would have just made me turn up my head and say, we gotta start over. We gotta press the reset button. I need a mulligan. I need something like a time machine. I'm not going to confirm nor deny that they exist, but I need to borrow one, and I need to just go back to the future or go back to the past or just hop in a different timeline or something and correct this or live out my life through a different realm. How about that? I'm going to need to do one of those. There's many choices, but it never came to that because I defined myself, and there's many names. All of them basically mean the same thing, basically. And that's just for me to say that time came again where the bells and the whistles was going off. The bells and the whistles was indicating, hey, Vince, hey, destroyer of engines, hey, breaker of automobiles. You need to service me. You need to please me. You need to make sure that I'm happy, and I'm happy when I get that oil. I'm happy when I get that oil, because the oil, the lubrication, to make the rods and the pistons strike and fire when they need to strike and fire. Because if they ain't striking and fire at the approximately right time, pure chaos. And my light went off. And see, I will admit, in the past, I thought that light meant to put water in engine, because it looked like a little water faucet with the little drippy drip. And my mind went to, okay, I need some water. Let me go buy some gallons and gallons and gallons of water and just dump it in the little thing that says, or the little picture they got that looks like a faucet. I did that. That was engine number 1. I learned from that mistake. See, I'm a learner. I would have preferred being wise. I would have preferred having this information and knowing already. But as a kid, I wanted to play games. I wanted to dump cold water on Pops when he was taking a shower because I blew up the battery. Yeah, see, There's a common theme here with me and automobiles. There's a common theme here with me and cars. So I'm just going to take it. I'm going to hold it and I'm going to run with it. And that's the L. That is the L. I'm going to take it. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to run with it. And I'm going to come up with these names myself. And I'm going to give these names myself. I know you ain't supposed to give yourself nicknames. You ain't supposed to give yourself nicknames. Well, if you done did the dirt and done what I done did, you ain't letting nobody define you with some disturbing, monikers. Not today. Not ever. No way. So I knew that much with the bells and the whistles was going off and then the light indicator came on. I knew it meant oil. Then not to mention I went in the car's computer system because there's like a little computer thing right there. And then they had like you need oil. It's past a certain miles or it's past a certain date. So you need to do this. So I can read and I can follow the instructions and I can follow directions. And that's how I came about to this gas station because I was riding around looking for a place to get my car serviced. I was riding around looking for a place to get this oil in the engine. Not water. Not water. Ain't doing that again. Ain't doing that again. But to get this oil in the engine. And a couple of places that I went to initially, it was full. I didn't feel like waiting. I'm an impatient man. I'm an efficient person. I want to utilize my time in a way that I want to utilize my time. I don't want to wait. I could wait. I will wait if it's within an hour time period or even 90 minutes, 2 hours. I can do that. But how many cars and how many vehicles were at each place that I was passing by and going to? I had some options. I didn't want to wait, but also I didn't want to live up to my name. I am thinking this out. I'm making all kinds of calculations in my head. Okay, the light just came on. Okay, this is in the red. Okay, it's this many months or this many miles over. Okay, how many more I got to go? Can I wait a day? Can I wait 2 days? But see, when I'm convincing myself that it's okay to wait a day, I can convince myself that it's okay to wait a week. Then I can convince myself it's okay to wait a month. Then I can convince myself that it's okay to wait 3 months, 6 months, a year. And then next thing you know, engine breaker of engines, destroyer of cars. I would have probably blew up another engine. I just trusted my gut feelings on this. I just went with my intuition. My gut feelings. My intuition was like, hey, Vince, you know what? We got you. Don't worry about this. Stop calculating this out. We know how this is going to end. You're going to end living up to your name. We don't want you to live up to your name. Not just yet. We're going to save that for another time. I might get to that, but who knows? I'm not going to say rain check either. I might get to the other time because the other time came quicker than I thought it would. But hey, I'm trusting intuition and gut feelings on this one. I didn't stop or I didn't wait at any of the places where I would have waited or had to wait at because the lines were long and there wasn't no in and out situation. There were cars, there was vehicles, and I just ain't got time for that. So I just trust in intuition and gut feeling. Intuition and gut feeling like, don't worry about it. We got you. We can go a couple of days. Because the next day I was like, you know what? I'm not driving today. I ain't driving today. I'm just going to let the car sit. Next day, I ain't driving today either. I'm going to let the car sit. Next day, you know, it's like, I'm going to go to point A to point B. It ain't going to be that many miles. I can make another day. Then I went another day. I was like, you know what? I don't feel like anything wrong. But I didn't feel like anything was wrong. But here's the thing. I didn't feel like anything that was wrong, but I just got this feeling. I just got this feeling all in my guts, all deep down in my guts. And something just tapped me on the shoulder. Now for real, use your imagination. Use your imagination and say it. It's time. It is time. I ain't had no questions. I ain't even try to think of some ways to get out of it. I just opened up my computer and I typed in some places to go. And then I just went to the first place that came up. I drove there and I was the only car there. I was the only person there. And the guy had this smile on his face and he was looking. It's just like he knew. It's just like he knew that I had this hard and this tough decision that I was just wrestling with back and forth in my mind. And he just said, it's going to be okay. We got you. We got you. I'm just going to need some information. I'm like, what? Well, you need some information. Oh, yeah, that's right. You need the information. Here you go. Here's my driver's license. I live at the same address. I'll give you my email too. Anything else you need, I'll give you some DNA. I'll give you some fingerprints. I'll give you my codes. I'll give you my passwords. Anything that you ask for me right now, I will give to you because you are making sure that I ain't living up to expectations. You are making sure that I can become a changed man. You are making sure that I ain't doing the same thing that I've been doing or was doing long ago. So I can see some growth. I can see some progress. I can just look to the sky and say, thank you. But not today. Not today. Destroyer of engines. Stay in your place, fool. Stay in your place. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the website at extra.vdgsports.com. That is extra.vdgsports.com. There's a YouTube as well, VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, basically do whatever it is you do there. Comment if you may, comment if you must. Comment, I guess. This episode, as you probably know, is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, all things in between, basically all things Vince. I know I'm behind. I'm catching up. Stick with me. I am catching up. I am catching up. You know what time it is. You know what to do. Noob, if you're still here, this is where I say peace and I'm out.